hear me?
Yes.
You're all very welcome. I'm Brother Simon, for those who don't know me yet. You're all very welcome to our open day at Chapter. And it's a lovely morning out there. And without further ado, I'll ask Brother Barry to just give us a welcome and opening talk. That's okay. And we'll carry on with the morning. So thank you very much for coming again.
So good morning, dear sisters, brothers, and friends of the presentation brothers. I'm honored, I suppose, that I have this opportunity to welcome you to this first gig, as they say, first gathering of the presentation family, and myself as the newly elected congregation leader. So I'd just like to warmly welcome all of you here this morning in a special way and say to you, KB the Fortune. So firstly, I'd just like to introduce to you the newly elected congregation leadership team. First of all, Brother Joseph Bukasa. Could you just stand, Brother Joseph? Brother Joseph is from Ghana in the Upper West region. Brother Martin Keneally. No stranger to any of us here, of course. Brother Alban, sitting here. Brother Alban is also from Ghana, in the Upper West region. And Brother Rupert O'Sullivan. Brother Rupert, like many of you, is a Cork man. West Cork. So dear friends, I welcome you on behalf of the newly elected congregation leadership team, but I also welcome you on behalf of Brother Francis and the outgoing team. I think they are also in the transitional stage, I suppose, and ourselves coming in as a new team. So I'd just like to welcome you on behalf of Brother Francis and Brother Patrick and Brother Kevin, who has led us over the last 6 years. So thank you and welcome. Welcome also on behalf of the delegates of the 29 congregation chapter. There are some invited brothers that are with us, and the staff that has been journeying with us over these last about 2 weeks. So I would like to welcome in a special way the presentation sisters who are here. Is Sister Julie here? Yeah. Yes, Sister Julie, very good. Sister Julie is the congregational leader of the presentation sisters. So please stand, Sister Julie. Sister Julie and myself goes back a few years and been on teams and leadership together. So delighted that we're able to be here with you and with us. Welcome to Sister Anne McDermott. Is she here? Very good. Welcome, Sister Anne. Sister Anne is also a member of the congregation leadership team of the presentation sisters. Also, we welcome Sister Grace. Very good, Sister Grace, who is the province leader of the Southwest province of the presentation sisters here in Ireland. So welcome, Sister Grace. Sister Sharon, welcome. Sister Sharon is also the member of the CLT, the congregation leadership team of the presentation sisters. So we're delighted to have the Nano Nagel family with us here this morning. We also welcome in a special way Brother David Gibson. Brother David. Brother David is the province leader of the Open province of the Christian Brothers, and Brother David, of course, is a great friend of the presentation brothers over the years, and we're delighted that you're able to be with us. So welcome, David. Special welcome to our friends who are here, who represent so many different groups within the presentation family. Mr. Michael Sexton, who is the CEO of PBST. So please stand. Doreen Ohe. He's from the Mission Development Office, and his predecessor, Mick Carey, is also here. So, Mick Carey, welcome. Both Michael and Mick have been principal and deputy principal of Colossus Christi. Am I correct? Yes? Yes, that's right. So, great tradition with the presentation family and the presentation ethos. So we're delighted that you are here with us. Of course, Colossus Christi is the alma mater of Miol Martin, former...
And Brother Martin.
That's right. Miol was, of course, the former Taoiseach, and at present he is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the President Government. So, great tradition there of the presentation spirit and charisma. So thank you so much. Thanks also to Mick and to Dahi for your wonderful work in mission development over the years. Your generosity of time and of the generosity of your gifts and talents to the brothers has been a great achievement. It has been wonderful that you're able to give so much to our mission, especially in Ghana and Nigeria. We welcome in a special way Anne Clary. Anne Clary is here from Colossus Spirit in Cork, our school. So welcome, Anne. Now, Anne is the immediate boss of Brother Simon. And I'm sure you can see, those of us who know Simon, the great development and improvement that has happened over the years. Very good. So, on a serious note, just to thank Anne, and then Anne can convey our thanks also to Brenda, the principal, for your mentoring and support and the learning opportunities that you have given to Simon over the years. He has got a great experience, he has learned so much, and he has grown and developed in so many ways. And I think it's because of your mentoring and your support, yourself and Brenda, but also the whole school community in Spirit League. So thank you so much. Anne has been involved in what you call the Edmundized camps in Cork that has been running for many years. An amazing opportunity for young people for development of leadership and training and so on. We welcome in a special way Jack Sullivan. Jack, please stand. Welcome to Jack. Jack is the chair of the board of management in Presentation College Cork. And Jack and myself and his wife goes back over there. We had a wonderful experience of pilgrimage to the Holy Land together. And we always remember that. It was a lovely experience to be with you. Mr. David Barry is here, principal of the Presentation College. So we just want to ask you to convey our appreciation to the PresLink group in Presentation College. Over the years, there have been a wonderful support to our charism and our mission, again, especially in our mission territories in Ghana and Nigeria. And I think one of the things that have been moved by and inspired by, especially with PresLink, is that even during COVID and with all the restrictions and the lockdown and everything, they kept going, they kept, raising funds, they kept, doing what they wanted to do for the brothers. So I'm just moved by that sense of generosity and commitment by the group, the PresLink group in Cork. So thank you so much for that. Also, in terms of PBC, Presentation College, I think they ought to be congratulated. I think both the senior and junior rugby teams have won cups. Great achievement by Presentation College. Thank you so much. We have representatives from our associate groups around Ireland, and I'd like to welcome Patrick Carroll. Is Patrick Actually, Patrick is a nephew of the late brother Jerome Kelly, who has been a great leader for us in the past and has contributed greatly to our congregation. And recently, Brother Jerome's sister died. So our condolences and sympathy to the Kelly family, and may Maury rest in peace. Thank you. We have with us as well an associate, Lisa Murphy from Glastool. Lisa, please stand. Lisa is a great friend of the brothers, a great friend of our community in Glastool, a great supporter of the Presentation Brothers, and on every major occasion, be sure that you will get a text message from Lisa saying that you come back or whatever, and a candle is lit for you in Lourdes. So thank you so much, Lisa. It's a lovely gesture, simple but meaningful. Thank you so much. Then we have some extra brothers who have joined us from different communities around Ireland. We have Brother Aidan McHugh, Brother John Batsy from Ghana, Brother Tom Callan, and Brother Anthony Sahai Pillai from the Sri Lanka contingent. So please stand, brothers. So thank you all for taking the time to be here to join us on this day, and we hope that this day is a relaxing one for you, one that we can all enjoy together as family, as Presentation family, together with our Nagel Rice and Edmund Rice network as well. And so, brothers, I just want to share with you a little bit about what has been happening with us here the last 2 weeks of chapter. Some of you, the religious sisters and brothers who are here, would be familiar with what a chapter is and the intense work that happens during a chapter. It's a very significant moment for any congregation as they review and evaluate what has happened in the last period. For us, it's 6 years, but also come up with some form of vision for the next 6 years ahead. So I'd like to share with you a little bit on that experience for us. So friends, each morning of the chapter, we share our faith and we listen to the Word of God as expressed in the Gospel of the day. This time of faith sharing was a rich experience of openness to the Spirit and listening to one another in our daily Eucharist. We also experienced the presence of Christ, unifying us and giving us nourishment and strength. As one brotherhood in Christ, we aspire to nurture unity in diversity. According to our charism, as Presentation Brothers and in the spirit of Blessed Edmund Rice, we will walk together with our sisters and our brothers in a caring, compassionate, and prayerful way. With Mary of the Presentation, a woman of strength and wisdom, we will listen to God in the signs of our times and in our experience of life. With our pilgrim sisters and brothers, we will embrace the Church's synodal pathway towards renewal in life and in mission. As much reflection and prayer and sharing, the congregation chapter discerned the following priorities for the next 6 years, 2023 on to 2029. And these priorities are as follows. Leadership. We are all called to leadership. The world hungers for authentic leadership that listens and is present to people, that shows compassion and care. In our religious communities and in the Presentation family, name leaders are called to practice servant leadership in imitation of Jesus. Good leadership is vital to the future of our mission. Therefore, we will provide leadership, education, formation, programs at all levels of congregational life, and develop leadership among young brothers and lay people will be a key feature for this endeavor. Education and formation. The congregation chapter calls for a review of all our vocation, promotion, and formation programs. We live, as you know, in a rapidly changing world and even more changing church. Every new reality, challenge are emerging. We are called by God to see these through the lens of the gospel and to discern appropriate responses. In this context, the future development of the LEAF project, for example, in that ministry, its expansion to various units of the congregation will be explored. Stewardship. Like so many communities, nothing strange to most of us, and communities that are in mission, we recognize that we face significant challenges in terms of resources and both human resources and material resources. Our participation in God's mission can only develop or grow with the necessary human and financial resources. Good financial planning and careful stewardship of resources will be an essential aspect of all units of the congregation. In dialogue with our brothers and other relevant stakeholders, such experts in the use of finance for mission, we will develop and implement a sound stewardship, a plan to address new and current needs in the congregation, and we will do that in the spirit of our charism and that of Blessed Edmund Rice. Safeguarding. Dear friends, we reiterate our profound apology to people who suffer abuse of any form. We continue to ask for the forgiveness for those who were not listened to, those who were disrespected, and those excluded. Aware of this, our own personal and corporate responsibilities, we will continue to review and implement best practices in safeguarding policies in all our units, so that the dignity of each person is fully respected and cherished. Justice, peace, and the integrity of creation. We will continue to commit to recent chapter initiatives in advocacy, justice, and peace. Pope Francis' prophetic encyclical Laudato Si serves as a profound call to care of the earth, our common home. We will join with people of faith and all people of goodwill in contributing to this significant issue of our time. We heard anew the call of Jesus to be witnesses of hope during this chapter. Go out into the whole world and proclaim the good news. The presentation family. We are truly blessed by you, brothers and sisters and friends, the women and the men of all ages and backgrounds who journey with us as associates, partners in mission, and friends. In dialogue with the presentation family in its diverse expressions, we will seek to support, renew, and develop our lay presentation family. We will work together with those who share charism with us to create a new structure to help the presentation family to be sustainable and to be vibrant communities of mission in the church. Last Thursday, we had just a little simple ceremony. It was the mini launch of our advanced launch of our very newest book from the presentation family, authored by Brother Martin Keneally, Adventure in Hope. This book was published by Columbia Press. It will be formally launched later on in Cork in early June, and will be available in shops for people to get copies of. The book is a lovely collection of reflections over the years that Brother Martin has presented on religious life, education and formation, and on the presentation family. So there's a section in the book that would be of great interest to our presentation family. And at the beginning of the book, Brother Martin quotes the lines from the great Irish poet W.B. Yeats, and it says, "Think where man's glory must begins and ends, and say my glory was I had such friends." This is how I feel this morning, dear friends, as I look at you and look and see and experience your commitment and your generosity and your love that you have for the Presentation Brothers and its charism and what we are called to do at this time. It is wonderful that we are blessed by your presence and by your involvement in our work, in our ministry, and supporting us with your prayers and with all your gifts and talents. We are so blessed to have you among us. So welcome again, dear brothers. We are delighted that you're able to be with us, and we hope that that this day will be a memorable one and an enjoyable one for all of us. So thank you, and God bless you. So I just invite the sergeant to take over.
Thank you for that, Brother Barry. That was excellent. Moving on, Brother John Mark will be co-emceeing the session that we're going to have now. And can I ask Brother John to introduce what we're going to be doing? Okay.
Good morning, sisters, brothers, and friends of the Presentation Brothers.
Good morning.
So before I introduce what we are going to do, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is John Imanigo Mark. I come from Nigeria. I was born on the 4th of May, 1994. And in 2015, I decided to join the Presentation Brothers. So I moved from Nigeria to Ghana, where I had my formation, and since that time I have been in Ghana. So after I made my first profession in 2018, I was posted to a community in Upper East region where I worked with CEL program. Now CEL is an acronym for Sharing Education and Learning for Life, and it is a human development program for young adults. So I worked with CEL for some time, and I was posted to one of our formation houses where I am currently, and at the same time I am made the vocation director for Ghana. And the role of the vocation director is to accompany, encourage, and pray with young people who wish to consider religious life, particularly the Presentation Brothers way of life. So that is what I am doing at the moment, and at the same time helping Brother Joseph, who is the novice master at the Mount St. Joseph novitiate. So basically that is all about me. Now what we are going to do, we have 3 young, energetic Presentation Brothers from Africa. We are going to interview them, so they will tell us about themselves, who they are, where they are, and what they are doing. And at the end of the interview, questions will be welcome. So it's going to be interactive and knowing. Thank you. So I'll pass the mic to any of them that would love to start. So we will listen to them. First of all, you will tell us who you are. We want to know who you are. And then from there, we'll pick it up.
Thank you. My name is Brother Wilfred Anko. I come from Drapa, Tizak, in the Upper West region of the Republic of Ghana. Ghana is a country in West Saharan Africa with a population of 32 million. It was the first country in Sub-Saharan Africa that gained an independence from the British. Like any other country, this is the flag of Ghana with 4 colors: red, yellow, green, and black. Now, the Symbolically, the red stands for the blood of our forefathers who fought for independence for our country. Now the yellow stands for the mineral wealth of Ghana. The green stands for the vegetation wealth of Ghana. And the black star stands for the hope of Africa because it was the first country in Sub-Saharan Africa that gained independence. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Brother Innocent John. I come from Benue State, a state in Nigeria. Nigeria is one of the most populous countries in the world and the most populous country in Africa. About 220 people. 220. So this is the flag of Nigeria. The green, white, green. The green symbolizes the wealth of the nation. Then the white represents peace and unity. Thank you.
My name is James Ibuda from Ghana, the Upper West region. Brother Wilfred has already talked about Ghana. I stay in Hen, one of the rural communities in Ghana. I'm a teacher by profession and I've been teaching for 17 years as a teacher and then 5 years as a farmer. And then the additional thing is that I'm a caring man.
That is excellent now, brothers. Thank you for giving us that introduction. Now that I noticed, I might introduce myself too, just in case. So, I'm Brother Simon, and I come from the country of Pakistan. It's the green and white flag over there next to the US and the Irish flag. And the green represents the Muslim population, or the majority of the Muslim population in Pakistan, and the white represents the minorities in the country. And the whole population would be around 240 million. But when we say that the minorities might be just 3 to 4%, that's a big number of Christians that are there, and many people do not realize that there are Christians in Pakistan. The sisters do, the sisters are there and they work a lot in Pakistan. The crescent and the star again are Islamic symbols, so that's a little bit about that. I myself am living in Ireland since 2017, and I started my journey with the Presentation Brothers 2 years prior to that, discerning and thinking about my vocation and about joining the brothers and what it will entail. So I came to Ireland in 2017, started out in Killarney again. We're all Kerry-men over here. my loyalties to Kerry, but I started out there 2.5 years, and that was the initial formation. Brother Barry was then my novice master. See what great heights he's gone to. And after that, we moved to Dublin. Dublin was our house of studies, and I did a theology degree in Maynooth. So after doing that and graduating from that, it was probably a Saturday in November. And after the graduation ceremony, Sunday morning, Brother Barry and myself were packed and loaded into the car, and I moved to Cork on Sunday, and then Monday morning I was in Spirit Nave filming. So no better way to start life in Cork. It has been great since then. So yes, that's a little bit about myself, and as we go on together, we'll get to know more about each other. So moving on. can we ask our panel members to tell us a little bit about their vocation story, when it started maybe, and how it's going?
I came into contact with the brothers in 2004 in Tumu Training College when I was studying to become a teacher. One of the brothers was passing by and decided to visit the school to give a talk to the Catholic population there. And so, for the long part, I was the president of the Catholic Students Union, so I mobilized the students, and then he came. And the whole talk actually was about the charism, the story of Edmund Rice, which was very familiar to our own situation. And so that was how I got interested in the story. And so I wanted to move on more and know more about the brothers. So in 2006, I joined the brothers formation, and then in 2009, I made my first profession. In 2015, I made my final vows. Thank you.
Please, could you tell us the name of the brother you encountered?
Yes, it was actually my professor, Bradoglis. When he was going apparently, I don't know. I don't know where he was going. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, in 2009, I met a brother in Benue State, Macaulay, to be precise. Brother Paul Atole was the first person I met as a presentation brother, and then he was one of the first Nigerians to join the presentation brothers. So through him, I came to join the brothers in 2011 in Ghana. So in 2013, I made my first profession of vows. And in 2019, I made my final commitment to the presentation way of life.
I grew up in a rural community, Nando, in the Upper West region. And in Upper West, we have the Brothers of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, with their base in the Netherlands. And so we were privileged to have met brothers. Growing up, when I was to go to the senior high school, the brothers kind of sponsored me to have my senior high school education. And so after having the senior high education, I said, and let me also do something for some of the children who are unfortunate and they are also coming from very rural areas. Unfortunately for me, the presentation brothers, one of them was at our school for vocation promotion. The name Imoro Emmanuel. And so instead of joining the FIC brothers, I decided that let me explore, let me go to a different place. And so I wrote an application asking to be a postulant. And so I was accepted, and then the postulant director started journeying with me. And then later on, after my education as a teacher, then I joined the brothers in 2008. So basically the idea was to also help some children in the margins to have education. Thank you.
I think it's getting interesting. Yeah, so I would like you to tell us where you are now and what you are doing. That is your ministry. We would like to know what you are doing. Thank you.
I'm in Nigeria, Tafabelewa precisely, in Bauchi State. Tafabelewa is a rural area, but predominantly now a Christian community with some few Muslims. I'm the principal of our Pretension Secondary School there currently. Thank you.
In 2021, I was appointed as postman director. When I was moved to Nigeria to accompany young men who have been admitted into the congregation. So my work is to guide them in answering God's call. Thank you.
Currently, I'm the principal of the Presentation Junior High School in Hen, and I thank God Mick was there. So I've been a principal for 6 years now. I think I still need more experience. Once there are former principals here, maybe I'll have time to interact with you. The school is located also in a very rural community, and just like our charism to bring education to the people at the margins, especially those who do not have. And so the school, the population is, we have about 120 children, and the good news is that we have more girls than boys in the school. It used not to be like that, but with the encouragement and then the activities of Mission Kara, we have girls enrolling into the school more than the boys. And that's the good news. The school there, I said earlier on that I'm also a farmer for about 5 years now. 2020, we were adjudged the best fish farming institution in the municipality, and then we were given an award. Please clap for us. Why do I have to ask for it? If we ask the former principals who are here, it's not easy combining the work as a principal and a family. And this is the story. 2018, there was national service personnel at the institution. National service personnel are those who complete universities and then go to help out in the institutions and are given allowances by the government. And so this man came, and then he was full of energy, see. And so we started. He was interested in fish farming, and so we started with just a very small pond, and it was a success, you know. And so I bought into his idea, and then we constructed a bigger one. So we then had 2 ponds, and then the children were interested in it also. Everybody was interested. And so we were able to do it well. And that's why in 2020, we were given that award. And so, and as Presentation Brothers, we would always like to share our success stories. When we won the awards, the information was everywhere. And thank God, as a caring man, somebody from Ireland here said, that is good news. Let me help them to construct more fish ponds. And so a donation was given to us, and today, as I speak, we have 4 big concrete tanks for fish farming. Let's clap hands together. So that is ongoing, and the other good news is that when we harvest the fish, we give opportunity to the rural women to smoke the fish, sell it, and from there we also give them something for their livelihoods. Thank you.
Thank you for that, James. That was an excellent good news story. Brother Wilfred, in our conversations, you told us about your schooling. Could you share it with us too?
Thank you. I started schooling at the age of 16. I have no remains of any primary education. I used to attend what we call Adult Functional Literacy Program, known as Night School, organized by the Franciscan Missionaries of Mary, FMM, their convent, their old convent. The school used to start at 6 o'clock and end around 8 o'clock each day. And there was a song that we used to sing. There were 3 subjects that were taught there: English, mathematics, and my own native language, Dagari. And the intention was to just teach young adults how to read and write. That was the aim of the sisters. And there was a song that they used to teach us in the school. And the song it goes like this. I will explain it in English when I'm done. The song is like this. Aminila anobo, ela anobo, napata zuno, abisamliba intisuku. Aminila anobo, ela anobo, napata zuno, abisamliba intisuku. What that song means is that who are the people? Usually we put 2 groups. Then one group will say, who are the people? Then the other group will respond, we are the people. Who are not lucky that our parents didn't send us to school. That was the meaning of the song. Now, I spent 7 months in that school, and I had an opportunity to write an entrance exam into the junior secondary school in Drapa, St. Agnes Junior Secondary School, precisely. We were 15 in number. After the exams, we were only 3 that were picked into the junior secondary school to start. Now, I have no rudiment at all, any rudiment of the primary curriculum. So I have to start from the junior secondary school. So with determination, hard work, and prayer, I was ready to make it from there to the secondary school, to the college, and God's grace into the university for first degree, and now graduated with a master's degree. So I'm looking forward to God's grace for more education. Thank you very much.
You started at 16, so you're 30. Okay, so thank you for sharing those stories with us. And would you like to tell us the challenges that you have and what keeps you in this life? Like, you are all finally professed brothers, you have committed your lives to God and to the congregation. So would you share that experience and that why with all of us? Thank you.
Thank you. Religious life is a vocation, just like any other vocation, be it marriage life, priesthood, or whatever. In all these vocations, there are challenges. It was a life journey. So we meet challenges, but when you meet a challenge, it's not supposed to withdraw you. It's supposed to, keep you. So for me, what keeps me, going is just, in the face of problems, is prayer, discernment, faith, and deep reflection. These are things that keep me going. Thank you.
Yeah, in any vocation, there are challenges. And, it takes a prayer in order to withstand and then continue. So for me, in the religious life as a brother, what is keeping me is the community life, sharing together our weaknesses and our strengths. So in fact, that is what is keeping me in the life.
As a brother, I had the opportunity some time ago to attend some programs. And from that, I realized that, and I was told that I'm a perfectionist. Are they perfectionists in this room? Brother Martin is one. I may be talking too much, but caring men, that's what we do. To realize recognize my own weaknesses, to accept them, and then to move on. And why am I saying this? As a perfectionist, like, it used to be like, Brother Cletus is here, my commission mate. The novice director back in Ghana conducted an inspection and realized that in my room everything was in order. You know. So when I was first appointed as a principal, what I decided to do was to disorganize my room. You will be surprised. To disorganize my room means that I am going to be in charge of people or lead people who are not like I am. You know? And so anything that goes wrong in the school, I don't see it as a problem that will affect me. You know? Because already, if I go into my room, the place is disorganized. So I will not go, maybe the arrangement of the assembly ground, one stone is here, it is supposed to be here, it's not there, I have to be doing all that kind of thing. So what actually keeps me going is the fact that I know that I am this a perfectionist, and I have accepted it and I've worked on it, and it's working very well for me. And then the challenge, the main important thing is our charisma, that to be able to give a smile to the young ones and give them some dedication.
Thank you, brothers. That was inspiration for some of us who are still coming up. Now, Brother James, I hear that during your introduction, you spoke about being a Kilani, and you taught the Kari people in Dagari song. You taught them how to sing in Dagari and how to dance. Would you like to tell us more about that? We want to know. Thank you.
I was privileged to be part of the first group of committees from Ghana who came here for an exchange program in 2010. And you know, as a young man, I'm full of energy. So I was part of the cathedral choir, and Barry, who is now the congregation leader, was our novice director. And so I had Irish friends who were teaching me how to sing the creed in Irish. You know. So December 2010, together with the Franciscans, we decided to organize a carols night. And at that carols night, the question was, what was I bringing on board so that we can have a lovely carols night? I'm from the Upper West region, and we speak Dagari, so I'm a Dagao. So I decided to teach the Irish a Dagari song. And you see, you realize that when he was singing, I started clapping. For us, as we sing, we clap and we dance. You know, they were no used to it at the cathedral and even at the Franciscan state. So I said, friends, look, before we sing this song, we have to dance. So I taught them the chorus, and I was in charge of the verses. And then also how to dance. You know, so I'm the only Ghanaian brother who has was given the opportunity to teach the Irish how to sing and how to also dance. And so it's part of us. The news was also spread everywhere, you know? And that was an encouragement for me. You know, I was also at Kerry Parents and Friends, and this one, I was surprised. But I just want to say that sometimes don't be surprised. I went there, and when we were about to go, one of the clients they were told that, hey, Brother James will be going back to Africa. And one of the clients said, thank God. So let me tell you that sometimes you will think that you are doing your best. But you will think, oh, thank you, that you have done it. It's not true. There is something thank God for your way.
Thank you.
song was like this. Na wiki belani salam, anasikati mantere oyele. Na wiki belani salam, oh was it before? So it's just like joy to the world, the Lord.
Thank you, Brother James. That was beautiful. Yes. Now, the chapter is almost coming to an end, and we would like that you tell us your experiences of the chapter. What is your take home on the chapter?
Thank you, brothers. Take this chapter. This is my first time really, attending the chapter, and it has been an amazing experience for me. It has helped me to understand a lot about chapter and about the brothers also, because this is the first time I have actually met some brothers, especially our elderly brothers, and the great wisdom that they have shared, in the program. So for me, I have learned a lot really from here, and what I'm taking home is the fact that there's a great hope for us, and also our insistence on the unity in diversity. So these are the two things actually I'm taking back to Family One. Thank you very much.
This is my first time attending a chapter. It has been a great experience for me the past days. And what I'm going home with is nothing but the unity that the brothers have exhibited during this time of the chapter. And then I'll go and then continue that with my younger brothers at home. Thank you.
It's going to be like a monopoly if I also see this is my first time at the general chapter. But I have to say because it's my first time. But the thing is, if you look at the age gap, apart from those who are Simon and then who are looking very young, if you look at the age gap, look at Brother Matthew there, people who are in their 90s, and what we have been through for the few days that we are here, it is amazing. And I'm happy because if you look at the elderly brothers, the kind of enthusiasm and energy and the passion they have put into this process is wonderful. And that is giving me the hope, and that I have to do more for this congregation. Because they have the congregation at heart, and I think that's why they have been able to stay on and then to contribute towards the process. And so, Brother Matthew and the elder brothers, we are grateful. We have learned a lot from you people. Sometimes physically they are weak, that is true, but mentally they are like 30-year-olds. God has given you a great gift. And may He continue to protect and guide you. And I'm going with the chapter message, Witnesses of Hope, Finding Unity in Diversity. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your experiences with us now, brother. And some of us are maybe in our first chapter, some of us are in our 9th chapters and 6th chapters and so on. And people bring that wealth of experience, and we all bring our own gifts and talents, and we put it together and we take something forward from here. So thank you for your sharing. Now we'll just take 5 minutes just to buzz with the person next to you. And if you have any questions or comments, or if you want to know something about our panel, we'd be very happy to take some questions from all in the audience. And on another note, in another 10 to 15 minutes, we will be winding up because there's Mass after that. So just take a few minutes to, there will be a break later on. I'm sure we have a lot of burning questions. Just keeping in mind that we have to break up for Mass in another 10 minutes. So we'll just take a few questions. But then again at lunch we'll pick this up and we can have a chat with the brothers. So, would anybody like to ask the first question or a comment, or anybody?
I'd like to ask for the jail for kind of fishy farms.
Ah.
You have told us the kind of fishy
we grew catfish. Yeah, because that one, even if you have to be changing the water, there are concrete tanks. That one, even if the water is dirty, they can survive. That's why we decided to go for that.
Thank you, James. Any other questions?
I'm aware from conversations with Joe Lees that alcoholism is a problem among teachers in the schools, and he started up an AA program, and I was told that Brother James was carrying on. Would you like to comment on that, James?
Okay. Well, all of us sitting here, we have heard of AA. Look at how young I am, but I don't drink alcohol. And it's all because of AA. Now, Brother Joe started something in the Volga when he was there. And I'm a member of that. But I became a member, but still taking small. I mean, still drinking a bit. But we decided later on that we should form the younger group so that people, many of the young people, should not go into drinking. And so with that one, to be a role model to the young ones, then I had to stop drinking. And so it was in Ireland here that I decided that if I stop drinking alcohol and there is no change in my life, then I'll go back to alcohol. So I stopped taking alcohol in 2011. And up to date, I've not taken alcohol. And there has been a tremendous change in my life. And so when you left Ghana, the group, now I'm not in Volga, I'm in Upper West. And so we have decided to organize the school children who are part of the Total Abstinence Club. We call them Total Abstinence Club. We have within the circuit, the cluster of schools, we have the group there. But the Municipal Education Directorate is seeing if we could extend it to cover all the schools in the municipal. We're trying to see how we can do that. With the support of the other brothers, I think they will be able to do that.
Any other last question?
It's not a question, but I'd just like to compliment you for sharing your stories so clearly with us. And I suppose I was really touched by maybe two different points, especially. One was that how you came to the congregation. It was through meeting your brother. It was the personal meeting and inspired something in you. And that has said something to me. I think I was really touched by that, because today we talk so much about the internet and Facebook and all these things, and yet it was through the meeting that you really made the contact. That struck me. And the second point that struck me was the power of education. And again, I suppose how much it has shone through the carrots and down through the years. But yet, and now the commitment today to education for you as brothers in your different places, and even here in Ireland through the LEAP programme and the other programmes in the schools still continue. So again, I suppose while we think education is well taken over by the country, by the state and governments and that, yet we see the need for the education that's been imparted. So thank you so much for that, and wish you well, and I'm very grateful for your time.
So now to bring our morning to a close, can I ask the brothers if they would like to say just a short, if you want to say a few words, just before we...
Just a big thank you to you, I mean the Irish, for supporting all the projects in the West Africa province. We are grateful. You know, the thing is that we can actually, as a province, we can do a lot with very little. And so I want to assure you that whatever support you have given us, we're going to put that into prudent use. And the fruits definitely we will always share with you. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll call this to a close, and can I ask Brother Barry if you'd like to say a few words before we break up for Mass?
Okay, so I'd just like to say a big thank you to Brother James, Brother Innocent, Brother Wilfred for such a wonderful display of your stories and sharing that story with us this morning. I have gotten to know much more about you. I thought I know a lot about you. Sharing your story, so thank you so much for that. I'm just so impressed by the way you conducted yourself and you shared with us. Really, you know, isn't that a great sense of hope?
Yeah.
And I'd just like to thank you for that, you know, brothers, and to wish you well in your ministry, and just so conscious of the great work that have been done on the ground in Ghana and Nigeria, where we are, and just like to wish you well in that and congratulate you as you go forward from chapter. Great sense of hope. Thank you so much. Also, I'd just like to thank Simon and John Mack for leading the interviews. They're great skilled people, brothers with great skills who are conducting the interview very, very well. So thank you so much.
So we'll just take 15 minutes to stretch our legs and we'll be back here for Mass. Is at 12. And we'll just prepare the room. So we'll see you in a bit. Thank you very much.